Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, JessieLynnsRibbons. And today, John, or Cobalt, is going to be just joining me because he can kind of remember the story better than I can. This is about my urologist, and I'm looking at the wrong end of the camera. I'm supposed to be looking there. Sorry, you guys.
Over here.
And so I had passed my kidney stones the first time after the ER, and I went to my urologist, and I gave her my stones. She sent them for testing. She sent me for blood work, and John and me, we were like, screw it, we'll just go get blood work done today. So we went up to the hospital, and I got my blood work done. Didn't know what panels, like which panel she was actually testing me for. She didn't really tell me. So
she said, I'm just going to send you for some blood work, okay? Yes.
Yeah. And then she also gave me little supplements to help not get rid of future stones or the stones I have right now, but to break up any that try to come down, I guess. And it was what? Like,
it was some sort of citric acid something.
Yeah. And then I didn't take them.
We found that it was not important.
Yeah, so like when we ended up getting the results back, my citric acid was just fine.
Calcium was fine.
My calcium was fine. So the only thing that was funny was this thing that I never knew about called a parathyroid. And mine was showing it was hyperparathyroid, not hypothyroidism. No, hyperparathyroid. And so then it was a weekend, so no one called us to tell us like anything, but we get this in our portal, and
it was Sunday at 9 at night.
Yeah. And 9 o'clock at night, no one calls, nothing. So all I could think is I'm getting surgery. I doctor Googled, and all I can think is, oh my God, I have to get throat surgery, and they didn't call me, but they sent a referral for a general surgeon and an ultrasound. They didn't call me about that, nothing. They didn't talk to me, nothing. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry, I just realized we're really cold, so we're underneath my quilt. It's my little pink ribbon quilt. Sorry, I know, side note, but I just realized that.
Squirrel!
It's just, we're cold. Anywho, and so I'm freaking the fuck out and like crying, and John's trying to console me, and I call my mom, and it was just this whole big thing.
Couldn't sleep that night.
No, I couldn't sleep that night. I felt like I was gonna be sick. I had to take a freaking anxiety pill, and so then Monday morning comes, and John, would you like to tell him what's going on?
Would I like to? But I will. So Monday, I was obviously upset. She didn't sleep, and she was stressed out. I was stressed out. So I called the doctor's office. I'm like, I'm getting answers. You don't just send somebody for surgery. You talk to them about what the results are, because you don't even know if they're going to consent for something like that. So I call up the office, and I'm like, I want to talk to your manager.
Yeah.
I want to talk to the office manager. She gets on the phone. Can you tell me a little about what's going on? And I go and I explain everything. I was like, we got a message on the portal. It said, you're referring us to, a general surgeon for this. Nobody called us. Nobody told us anything. I tried calling your office. It was closed. So, I figured, nobody was going to answer until Monday. And we didn't get we knew the results that Friday, but nobody called us about the blood results.
Sunday.
No, we knew about the blood results on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
But nobody called us.
Right.
And then the referral showed up on
Sunday. Yeah.
And the lady was like, hold on just a second. She puts me on hold, walks out, comes back, and says, okay, I'm going to put you on the phone with the doctor, and they can explain it. I was like, okay, I don't care who gets on the phone. I just want somebody to answer it. And the doctor starts getting all huffy and puffy.
No, you got on with the practice manager.
No, I wasn't the practice. I was on the practice manager. The practice manager. I swear this isn't what was said, but this is the feeling that I got. The practice manager pulled one of those. You messed up.
This is your problem.
You messed up. You deal with it, and handed the phone to the doctor because I ain't dealing with your crap. So the doctor gets on the phone and she's like, I'm really sorry. Nobody called you. I forgot to send the message to the staff. So that's my fault. I didn't consciously do it. It just happened. I'm so sorry. Blah, 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 blah. And she's like, but this is what we think is wrong with it. And I asked her, I was like, so.
She's huffing during all of it though. Even the apology. She was huffing during the apology.
I'm not wrong. That's the feeling that you got in the tone.
She was like, I'm sorry. It's like, what?
Are you a teenager?
Yeah, like just
I'm
own up.
sorry. But I asked the question. I was like, hey, is it possible that her parathyroid is elevated because of her immunotherapy? Because it can have that effect. And she goes, I'm not really sure about that. That's why we sent you to a surgeon so that the surgeon can determine. And I'm like, a surgeon knows how to cut you open and fix something on the inside, not to tell you about hormone levels.
A surgeon is not an endocrinologist. I needed an endocrinologist. Right.
So, she doubled down. No, you need to go see the surgeon. We believe it's this. I was like, okay, well,
I'm not getting my throat cut open.
Why didn't you test for this, hyperparathyroid problem when she first saw you? Because she's had stones for years. You knew about this when you first saw her. Why didn't you test that? I don't know. I'd have to look at my record. Well, you knew what I was calling about. You knew what this was for. Why didn't you review it when you were there in the first place? Well, I firmly believe that these are calcium, driven. It's being done by that. This is but the calcium levels are fine.
So what happens is parathyroid, if it's high, then you're producing too much calcium, which causes kidney stones and all these other issues. And but when you have, so your test has the parathyroid and then it has the calcium right underneath of it. My calcium was just fine. So it's not that.
And she didn't want to take, the possibility that she was wrong in her differential diagnosis. Like, oh, nope, it has to be this. I'm confident that this is what it is. Okay, well then, can we go and see an endocrinologist? Oh yeah, sure, that's perfectly fine. Okay, then we're gonna go see the endocrinologist, and then we'll deal with it then.
And then she huffed through the referral process. Like, yeah, fine, okay, I'll give you a referral for the endocrinologist, but I still want you to go and see the I also want you to go do the ultrasound. And I'm like, I have surgery.
Like, I told Jess,
I don't have time for it right now. I can wait till June, July when I'm almost healed. Like, no.
I told Jess, says that is the lowest thing on our importance list. You've been living with stones for years.
Since 2008.
It's not gonna bother you for a couple more months. At worst, you pass a couple stones,
which I did.
So it's not really that big of a deal.
I passed 4, so I did. So
was it frustrating? Was it irritating? Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. But it's not a life or death issue.
No.
You not having cancer, for the rest of your life, or it coming back is a life or death issue.
Correct.
So that's where our priorities are.
Right.
Not some smug doctor who thinks that they have a complex. So, bottom line up front. We're not going back to those jokers.
No, we're done. I'm getting a whole new doctor. I'm done with that. And I will be going to see an endocrinologist, but from my mother's doctor's recommendation, because he is head of endocrinology in Pittsburgh. So I'm going to go off of his recommendation. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. I also wanted to put a little disclaimer. I can put it right here, but I'm just gonna say it real quick anyways. These are all pre-recorded. This will be pre-recorded between April 9th and June 5th, because I'm either, if you're watching this on April 9th, I'm already in surgery, and if you're watching it after, I'm recovering. So if you don't know what the surgery is, go watch the videos.
Check the playlist.
So, But thank you for helping.
Of course, honey.
But I hope everyone has a good night. Whoa. I hope everyone has a great day or a great night, depending on where you are. And everyone stays blessed. Bye, you guys.
Bye, everybody.